Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast that never sleeps. I'm your host, Cam, and with me always, or Cameron, and with me always is Jared, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Jared? How you doing, buddy?
Welcome back.
Do we need this thing? Do we need the... So today, I'm going to be talking about two of the biggest names in comedy right now.
Okay.
And they have maybe one of the biggest podcasts on the planet. Definitely one of the biggest podcasts on the planet. And they're pulling the ultimate grift on their freaking guests, man. On their
audience?
Viewers, bro. On their audience.
That's
the
rough.
ultimate grift.
Actually, that does sound interesting. I'm excited to hear about
Yeah.
that.
And so that's what I got going on. What do you got going on?
Well, I got some fun stuff today. We know the Earth and humanity has had to survive through several cataclysms, and we are the result of that survival. But what if I told you there was a group of people that are still waiting out the apocalypse right now? And I'm going to tell you more about those people, and imagine what those people might look like and how different they would be from us if they were still waiting out an apocalypse for thousands of years. So that's what I want to get into later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's get into it. So let's jump in, my dude.
Yeah.
So, man, I got my disappointed face on. You like the end of Loki season 2?
Yeah.
Him with the green time. It sounds like something I would make up. It really does.
A ghost, a ghoul, a goblin, a monster, a werewolf.
Went on and wrote in the comments, I was going to say that came out great.
You're off to a great start.
Yeah. We got some fun stuff planned today. We got some goods. I never lie. We do got the goods.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do got some goods. First of all, dude, first thing I want to talk about is something that literally gave me chills.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
The Deadpool and Wolverine trailer.
Jeez, man.
Dude, when it showed him, Wolverine, with
Yeah.
the claws coming
This is
out
the
of the
second
gloves.
trailer, yeah.
Of the second trailer that just dropped.
Yeah.
I saw it on Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel.
Yeah. 2 days ago,
Yeah.
maybe yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday. And so he's wearing, so it's Hugh Jackman Wolverine wearing the comic book accurate uniform without the sleeves.
Yeah.
And has the
gloves with the little metal holes, and then
to see the gloves come out, I got
that
freaking
moment.
chills,
Yeah.
dude.
Even in the clip, Ryan Reynolds is like, I'm relishing this moment or something like that.
I'm so wet right now
Because we've been waiting for that
since 95?
Yeah, the first X-Men movie came out.
No, when the X-Men
cartoon
was on,
were out.
95.
To see it come to life.
It ended in 97. There's like 3 seasons, so like 94, 95. Yeah.
The idea that the only person who could actually get a Wolverine and capture one is Deadpool.
Yeah.
You give him adamantium swords because the claws are unbeatable unless you,
need
have
adamantium
something
for adamantium.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't kill each other. No one else you can't send anyone else after Wolverine. Who else could survive an interaction with an angry, over the hill, lost everything, nothing to live for, but can't die Wolverine?
You asked a great question. You said,
one guy.
Yeah, the one guy is Deadpool.
Yeah.
The only guy who could take Wolverine in
when
they need him. And this Wolverine is all down and out and failed his freaking entire
and he can't die.
World. And he just, when
body's
Deadpool pulls the gun on him and he just puts his forehead to the gun and smiles.
He's indestructible. Put a 50 cal in my forehead and guess what? You're just going to see some metal for a few seconds and then it'll heal.
Yeah.
I can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He wants it. You can tell like he wished he was dead, but he can't die.
Chase, Felicity, Tina, happy teacher mom. What's up? So also, what I thought was cool that you mentioned, what will be funny if they do it, is where they're like, hey, have you ever had to grow a limb back?
Yeah, because we've never seen Wolverine have to go through that. Deadpool goes through it all the time.
Yeah, because him because he has the adamantium.
Right.
So
now,
you can't cut anything off of him. But pre-adamantium, like, dude, he must have gone through...
I'm sure you lost a finger in World War II or something weird, you know what I mean? So did he have to go through that baby hand process? Yeah. Or is that just a Deadpool thing?
And are they going to mention that in the...
Does he fully heal like quicker or like a fully grown at his age limb? Does it just grow right back? Or
well, no, because Deadpool has the better healing.
So but does it work differently? Is what I'm saying. Like, does he have to go through the baby process?
Dude, that trailer's so good though. It's
is.
showing us the MCU, them jumping into the sling ring.
Yeah,
all that.
dude, the idea that he has to get this Wolverine who is done with being a hero to want to be a hero again.
I love that.
It's going to be so fun because Deadpool is like so hard to deal with as it is. And then Wolverine's such a stoic, no nonsense.
They're both so
person.
hard to deal with.
Yeah. Holy I can't wait for
that movie.
It's going to be the perfect movie.
Speaking of movies, have you seen any good movies lately? Like solid, we're like dope or good shows?
Yeah, the Three Body Problem is probably one of the best shows I've ever seen. Dude, you gotta watch it.
Have you watched Euphoria?
When it first came out, I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes. Yeah.
You only watched the first 4 or 5
I never
episodes
finished it. Yeah, I got into other stuff.
It's so good.
Yeah, it was good. I liked what I saw.
So I was talking to Felicity Hufflepuff.
It's old school, right? It's a few years old.
Yeah, it's been a few years. But dude, I was saying this guy, this creator, he has to get sued because like the backstories are so accurate. You know that he's taking from reality. So I'm like, dude, like,
or it's just that's so common is these types.
No, he does like you need to watch the show. Okay. Like he'll be like I guess he's the writer, but the character who like narrates most of it, Zendaya's character, will be like, she grew up when Maddie grew up. She really didn't want to do anything. Yeah, and then it goes into her backstory as her as a kid, and it shows her like she's like her mom was a esthetician, which basically means she just kneeled down and soaked people's feet all day, and she's like the girl wanted to be the women walking in, so she would watch what they wear, and like how they act and how they dress, just like so specific. Okay, and it's just so good. The show's so fucking good, and each character gets fleshed out like that, and no character gets boring. Like everybody's so good, even characters I'm like, I don't care about this character. It's not my favorite character, dude. You got to watch Euphoria. Yeah, it's so fucking good.
No, I really did like it.
And in return, I'll watch the Three Body Problem.
Yeah, that show is like, oh my god, I can't wait for the next season. I finished Fallout.
You finished it? I'm on episode 2.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Bro, Walton Goggins as
it's
the goddamn.
It's only like 8 episodes. It's a short show. Yeah.
Walton Goggins as the fucking ghoul. Come on.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor. He's like my favorite. But it's weird because you're not sure. Like, wait, how is he still around if this is 200 years later?
And look the same but ghouly. Yeah.
Right. You can tell that there's stuff that is being hidden from the people in the shelter, and as as she comes out and learns more about the real world.
Yeah, I love how naive and sweet she is.
There's some interesting stuff. Yeah, and she's a badass. Yeah. I like how badass. It's very video game accurate, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the very last scene of the show shows you that the next season is going to be sick. The shit.
My one complaint, Chase said, I'm so excited for the new Deadpool. I'm giving my class Marvel nostalgia for some reason. I'm giving my classic Marvel nostalgia. I'm getting, I don't know. Walton carries that show like a mother effer. Yeah, he does. He's the best. Walton is the man. Dude, everything he's in, Hateful Eight, Justified, everything he's in is great. Yeah, and he's the best in all of them. But he can be such an asshole or such a good character.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he gets better as the show goes on.
Dope.
The technology is so cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish Euphoria because I'm at this penultimate episode of season 2. So I got maybe 15-20 minutes left, and then the last episode. So I'm stoked, psyched, and then so that's exciting. By the way, guys, we need you to do us a favor. Yeah. Not even a favor. If you're liking anything you're seeing throughout this entire episode, make sure to hit that like button. Yeah. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe. It helps so much. Yeah. Also, you guys watching in the future, anyone who isn't lucky enough to watch live, we do have chapters. So if you want to skip to something, it's all chaptered down here, guys. So anything you want. If you want to skip to his
subscribe. That is we never asked for that for some reason. We always forget. But we want to get these videos out to more people. We want to grow the audience. We want more people in the live chat. Oh, hell yeah. The only way for that to happen is for you guys to like, subscribe, and share so that this gets out to more people and we can have bigger discussions and more fun people in the chat with more fun stories, because the chat really does help make the show. So,
100%. Yeah. 100%. I don't feel like the show starts until the chat's like filling up.
Yeah, that's true.
But so today... so guys, if you could do that, hit that like button right now when you're watching. And then for those watching later, chapters, if you want to skip ahead, because I'm going to do a cast on Blast. And we got a conspiracy corner. We got you're doing a cool segment.
Yeah.
And so we got a lot of cool stuff for us to talk about. So, but first, I say we jump into everybody's favorite top segment.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Yeah.
So we got what looks to be, I'm going to guess it's a podcast studio.
Yeah.
Okay, podcast studio.
Yeah.
And there's fire. It looks like a bomb might have went off. Something like something's blasting in a podcast. Cast on blast. Okay.
Cast on blast.
So we're about to put a podcast on blast, just like you see in that picture.
That's exactly right.
I'm excited.
So cast on blast.
Okay.
So for this cast on blast, we're talking about the podcast that we're blasting.
Yeah. What are we blasting?
Two Bears, One Cave. Have you heard of this?
Yes, I've heard the name, but I haven't watched it.
Okay.
Okay.
A year ago, I would have been like, "You're crazy. You gotta watch it."
Yeah.
Now I'm like, "Oh, God bless you. Good for you," because it's gone downhill in a big way. So, like I said in the beginning, they're sort of pulling the ultimate grift.
Was it like a comedy podcast?
It's exactly a comedy podcast. So it's starring two comedians, but let's go back and we'll work our way up there. So first of all, it stars Bert Kreischer. So do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let me give you a little inside information about Bert.
Is he a stand-up comedian?
So he is a comedian and podcaster.
Okay.
A raging alcoholic.
Okay.
And but he's convinced that he's not. It's very weird. What's up? Giving life.
Yeah, the cave thing gives me like that vibe of somebody that drinks a shit ton of beer.
Yeah, he drinks a shit ton of beer.
Yeah.
Actually, his go-to is double vodka, rocks, no lime, tall, no lime. But anyway, don't ask me how I know that. So
the fact that you do shows that he's an alcoholic.
Yes. Yeah. No. Exactly right.
Why would the audience know that?
Yeah. So he's part of the Brogan. He's what they call the Brogan effect. Have you heard of this?
He's friends with Joe Rogan.
So yeah,
he's been on the show a bunch.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the Brogan effect, as they call it, is all of Joe Rogan's bros.
Yeah.
They go on his show, then they blow up massively.
Yeah.
Because of his influence, right?
Yeah, we've seen that a few times.
Many a time. So he's one of the 6 comedians that's never been funny.
That's never been
so
funny.
You've seen the Sober Octobers that they've done?
No. Oh, maybe
Jerry?
so. Yeah.
So the reason they do Sober October, the reason it started was a sneaky way to get Bert Kreischer to stop drinking.
Oh, okay.
That's literally
they were trying
why
to help him
started
out.
Yes. He's known for taking his shirt off and drinking on stage. Just being like a college frat boy.
Now that you mention it, I think the only picture I've ever seen of him, he has no shirt on.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen him wearing clothes.
He's never taken a picture with a shirt on.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's a weird dude.
It's disturbing, actually.
Yeah, but so he had a feature film come out even called The Machine, based off his most popular joke.
A feature film?
A feature film.
Oh, wow.
Mark Hamill played his dad. Mark freaking Hamill, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean,
his dad.
known for many roles as Luke
Joker.
Skywalker,
The
Luke
Joker.
Skywalker,
The Joker.
Luke Skywalker.
You can't take away the Joker.
And he did the voice of an animated Joker.
He's maybe the best Joker next to Heath Ledger.
But it's not him, it's his voice. Yeah,
that's
so Mark Hamill, I'm just saying he's not a...
Well, hold on. You're forgetting at the end of Jay and Silent Bob, he was in Jay and Silent Bob
Was he
Strike Back.
playing Luke Skywalker?
Sort of. He was holding a dildo lightsaber.
Oh, there you go.
No, okay. But so the movie is called The Machine because and he also has a special called The Machine because he has his famous joke called The Machine Joke.
Yeah.
Where him and his school went to Russia and they met up with these mobsters who were like showing them around, but they were also like sort of guarding them and making it was weird. And then
you would need that.
In like Russian, he introduced himself as The Machine. So they're like, "Oh, we love this guy. Come drink with us. Come drink vodka because we're in Mother Russia."
That's funny because of the Rocky movie. He is a machine.
Oh, that's
that's
right.
the thing. Yeah,
maybe that's why the Russians were like,
maybe
this good guy here.
Yeah.
This good guy.
He is a machine.
So
what a great moment.
The movie Van Wilder is based on his exploits.
So he went to college for like 10 years?
6.5.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the reason he blew up and got famous is because...
This Bert guy?
This Bert guy.
So they knew, dude, because Van Wilder's an old movie.
Yeah.
So they knew about this back then? He's been around that long?
In 1997, Rolling Stone wrote an article about the biggest partier at the biggest party school. What's the biggest party school in America? It's not in Arizona.
ASU? No, then I wouldn't know.
Florida. University of Florida.
Oh, wild.
Biggest party.
Never knew.
Yeah, biggest party school in America. I knew you were going to go ASU. That's second, I think that's
just
second.
because, they did like an article back when I was the college age, and I remember that being at the top of the list.
Yeah. So in 1997, they go to the Rolling Stones wanted to do an article about the biggest party school.
Okay.
But then everyone's like, oh, you got to go talk to Bert, man. Oh, you're talking about parties. Go talk. The story changed into talking about Bert.
Are you 30?
Yeah. Yeah, Bert Kreischer, nice to meet you. Are you? Yeah. So you have gray in your beard.
Yeah, this is, you don't look like a freshman.
No, I'm not a freshman. I'm actually a junior. But you got to meet my kids.
I'm an
man.
8th year senior.
You got to meet all my kids. Yeah. This is Shiloh. She's 14. No, he does have kids though. But anyway, so Bert does too many podcasts. He does Bertcast, which he started a long time ago because Joe Rogan said, dude, you got to start
He does
a podcast.
too many like of his own podcasts. Like he's not just on a bunch.
Oh, he's on a bunch. Don't get me wrong. He's on.
But he has a lot of his own. How do people do that? Like have several podcasts?
It's, you know what I realized? It's, I think, just greed. They're like, holy shit, we made how much on that episode with those ad reads and this and that? And like, oh, what if I times that by 4? You know?
But the content's there? Like it's good? Okay. Okay. Because I'm like, dude,
sometimes it is. I just watched an episode.
I know from experience, it's a lot of work putting together a good show.
Yeah.
Trying to put together
Once
5 good shows
putting
a week
one show,
would be impossible.
Putting one show a week together is a bitch.
Some of my favorite channels release an episode every couple months
and shit.
Yeah.
I know. But so he has Bertcast, which he started a long time ago. He has Something's Burning, which is a cooking show where he invites comedians on. The only good thing is he gets the funniest comedians in the world to come on. So
nice.
There is some good content sometimes.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's who he is. Okay. And then he did start another podcast that we mentioned with one of the other 6 Rogan comedians that nobody's ever heard of or that's never been funny. Right. D-Livewire, what's up? Named Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have their Two Bears, One Cave
He's
podcast.
a well-known guy, yeah.
Yes. So Bert, he likes drinking a lot. And he's convinced he's not an alcoholic. But here, I'll let him explain it in his own words.
Okay.
Because I think that's fair of me to do that.
You love to booze, don't you? You love to drink.
I do.
You booze till you snooze.
Dude, let me tell you something.
That guy.
I will never quit
Dude,
drinking.
that guy's the funniest.
Look at
I will
this
never
guy.
quit drinking.
Yeah.
I will always make sure that I can keep my body healthy enough so that I can always drink. I love seeing a sunrise with a cocktail, seeing a sunset with a cocktail.
He, like,
having friends walk
romanticizes
into your
it.
house with a
Yeah.
bottle of
Like a
wine,
mother trucker.
Getting on a plane. Can I get you something? Double Jack on the rocks. Lots of rocks. I love the moment someone says, hey, we should get a drink. And you're not supposed to. That feeling, it's like a first kiss. You don't get that first kisses when you're married. You get to have those first drinks.
Bro.
At a brunch, someone goes, should we do mimosas? And then the waiter goes, actually, we have bottomless mimosas. And you're like, this is gonna be the best day ever.
That's how I used to feel about cigarettes.
Dude, you just hyped me the fuck up.
It's pretty inspirational.
That's
Do you think
rough,
you're an
dude.
That what?
That's rough. That's not healthy. Yeah.
No.
Like
it's
how
not.
important it is to him. I remember when I was a cigarette smoker before I started smoking these freaking things.
Yeah.
The e-cigarettes. I loved cigarettes so much.
Dude, they're such a
that
delight.
The joy of and having to find a place to go because eventually
It's
it
a
got
little adventure,
so hard.
sure.
To find, but when I used to romanticize the days of smoking in a restaurant.
Dude, smoking in a restaurant,
smoking
after
indoors.
sex,
Ah, it's just the
smoking
best
after
ever.
a good meal.
Just cigarettes in general. I would anytime I was able to light up inside somewhere,
Okay.
I just felt like I was the luckiest guy.
Let's
on
stop this conversation because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I'm literally going to talk shit later about somebody romanticizing tobacco. So
Well, that's how I felt about
no,
it.
I get
And
it. I get it.
then I was
just
like,
the odds of
eventually-
fucking us talking about this.
Yeah, that's
it's
funny.
like, and I'm literally going to shit on somebody for doing exactly what we just did. But it's different in a lot of ways. But we'll cross that bridge.
I think smoking a cigarette though is way different than getting drunk all day.
No, absolutely.
smoking a cigarette in the morning with coffee and then one before bed is different than getting drunk in the morning and getting drunk before bed.
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Yes. I just I didn't want to be a hypocrite, but it is very different, and we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. But here, check this out.
Alcoholic?
No.
Okay. You don't ever think you have a problem with it and you want to get sober?
No.
Good.
God, that's the only reason I got in shape is so I could keep drinking.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I got in shape.
Seriously?
The only reason I got in shape.
Was to keep drinking?
So that I could keep drinking. Dr. Drew.
Dr. Drew.
He's like, I don't think you're an alcoholic. I just think you like to drink.
Is Bert an alcoholic?
Well. So I don't got it.
Okay.
I don't got diabetes or alcoholism, guys. Your boy's good.
There you go.
I might be a delusional narcissist.
There you go.
I could be.
People don't even know what to say.
Most delusional perspective.
For the past year, Bert Kreischer has been
Yes, he has a delusional perspective. So, this poor guy clearly romanticizes alcohol.
Yeah.
Loves it. And, so he has a very addictive personality, and this is how he acts. He loves things like this.
Alcohol's dark, though,
Alcohol's dark, man.
It makes people
can
act
be.
so
Especially
dark.
because it's so, like, okay these days. Like, it's not looked at the same way as, like, crack is. You know what I mean?
Or even like marijuana still has
Even
a
marijuana
stigma
has the
with it.
stigma,
Even
sure.
though it's legal, people still look at it like it's like but with alcohol, oh
a
my
sexy woman holding a
gosh.
martiini, you know, like in movies. Of
They
course,
think
they still romanticize
they
it
make
and
it
stuff,
seem like it's totally fine. In every situation. Yeah. That's
So that's our boy Bert Kreischer. That's the who. So here's the what. What's happening? So specifically on Two Bears One Cave, Tom and Bert are getting a lot of backlash from their fans. Their fans are sort of like hating on them right now.
okay.
And
Why?
so because they're doing a lot of dumb stuff. First of all, they talk about their money way too much. Way too much. They talk about all the shit they have.
That's frustrating.
Dude, no,
yeah.
you have no idea. It's maddening. And then they talk shit to their fans about getting mad that they're just talking about their cars and their watches.
Yeah, because you're not relatable at that point, right? Because most people can't relate to your stories. They're like,
That's the
oh,
thing.
great.
Yeah.
Well, how cool you have a car collection.
Yeah, the private jet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine's in
great.
the shop.
Yeah.
I've been walking.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
I get that. People would be pissed.
But even that's not even the biggest thing. And I will tell you what the biggest problem, in my opinion, is when we get there. But so this guy sells out arenas. They both
Really?
yeah.
What the?
He talks about how many buses he has to go to these arena shows.
Oh, wow,
They're very involved with their money. They love it. Especially
Surprised arenas. That's huge.
Yeah, man. No, multiple arenas, like all over the world.
That's
sells
weird.
out arenas. I know, it's crazy. So, yeah, he always talks about all the buses he owns. Tom Segura blew up because he had to check a bag once. That was super weird. Mind you, Tom Segura he had a wealthy family. He never worked a normal job in his entire life.
Yeah.
And Bert Kreischer also had a wealthy family. His dad was like the head of a law firm. That's why he was able to go to college for 6.5 fucking years.
That's fun. Oh, that's the story in Van Wilder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but the problem is now they're being called sellouts because they're selling out. And older shows are getting dislike bombed. So why is this happening specifically?
Yeah.
Is because they're making fools of themselves and talking about how rich they are. And I'm going to show you right now how just frustrating it is. And then I'll explain why it's not about what they're saying, or like it's not about just the money. There's a little more to it, a little more nuance.
I'm going to bring some clothes for you tomorrow.
Please.
I have to buy all new clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, poor
So I have
thing.
some good stuff.
Yeah, those high water short jeans are in now, too.
They're not. Don't let them lie.
Yeah, Andrew Schultz wear them all the time.
Yeah?
What year are you talking about?
That's what the boys do. They wear like hot, like
That's what the boys
jeans
do.
that go higher. Than
Yeah, I've
normal.
seen that. That's not really what I wear, but yeah.
You know what's interesting? Me and you dodged the. By the way, thank you. I'm really excited, and definitely all your watches that don't fit. Bring those over too. Any
yeah.
car you can't.
Oh,
fit
can I
in,
just say
any
this
car
real
you
quick?
Yeah.
Every time we talk about like a watch or a car, I'll get a bunch of messages from losers that try to tell me that I'm making them feel bad about their situation you're in control of your own situation and your own feelings. So don't put it on me that you feel bad.
I agree. Why would you waste the time to even message them?
But I'm
if you don't
with
like
rent
what he's
this month.
talking about, watch
Figure
something
it
else.
the fuck out, okay? Like, don't.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is these are two comedians that a lot of people love, so they're pissed not because they have money, not even because they're talking about it. It's because that's all they talk about. This is a comedy podcast.
Yeah, it's just
they
not,
want
and it's
comedy.
not good.
They want comedy. So when all they're
Change the
doing is
channel.
fucking talking about, but I don't want to change the channel. I want to watch this. I just now that show has changed.
But if they're not,
it's become
if they're not
something
doing
else. Yes.
exactly, then
and that's the problem.
It's time to move on.
And people think that in their heart of hearts, if they write the right comment, these guys will snap out of it and be like, "Oh shit, maybe we should stop talking about how I'm gonna give you all my watches and cars that I don't fit in and fucking crazy."
Sounds like
shit.
they're just doubling down and not only that, being assholes about it. So it's not gonna change.
No, yeah,
change
it's
the
not.
channel.
Change
Watch
the
something
channel.
else.
And they are doubling down. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Don't make my life be a problem for your life. If you don't like it, guess what? You're not going to be able to control what people talk about. People are going to talk about things that you don't have for the rest of your fucking life. So you
what
can
an
decide,
insight.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I won't. Fine, don't listen to me. Don't listen to that person anymore. But you have
Like
to
you were
control
saying.
your own feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not on other people to make sure they don't talk about a topic.
Nobody's like, "Oh, I'm so mad now that you said you're of course." Nobody's doing that. They're just saying, "Hey, how about move on?"
Yeah.
You know.
But this logic can be applied to a lot of things. I think it's very timely. People are getting so mad about what other people say, and they freak out about it, and they write all these comments about it, and they go and they scream about it for, they spend hours a day online yelling at people about something that they said.
Yeah.
Don't go do something else. Well, you know what I mean?
100%.
If you don't like what he says, watch something else.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with what they say, if you have a great point to make, maybe make a great point. If you don't yell at them. Just go do something else. Watch something else. Change the channel. Go watch somebody that says something you like. I don't know. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah. And then I do want to get into the big grift, because that's the main point of where we're going here. I just need to set up a little bit why the fans are turning on him.
Yeah.
But these same fans, they're pulling a grift on, and it's regarding money, because it's a grift after all.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited for your topic coming up. And again, if you have you're watching this after, you have chapters, you could just skip to whatever you want. If,
we're gonna be talking about an ancient civilization that still exists today.
Love it.
That built themselves a paradise, and what those people might be like. And it ties into the conspiracy corner, which is coming up later at the end of the show. So yes, skip to the chapters. If you can watch this in any order you want. But that's coming up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. But so here's the grift, my guy. So, Jared, if you were to start a company with somebody, no, let's take this back. If you were to start a company with Bert Kreischer, what would you make sure the company isn't?
Obviously, like alcohol company.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So they started an alcohol company.
Yeah.
Called Por Osos, Two Bears.
Yeah.
And it's going just as well as you'd expect. So let me show you how well Bert's been doing. Let me show you how well Bert's been doing. And I'm not laughing at addiction or about alcoholism or anything. I don't think that's funny. But he's just a douche. I'm now laughing at douchery. So here's him on the Pat McAfee show.
That's Bert Kreischer.
And everybody loves Pat McAfee. So to annoy Pat McAfee is impressive, to say the least.
All right, hey Tom. Hey Tom. Tommy. Hey, Tommy. Tommy. CJ. Do you know these guys?
No, how you doing, CJ?
Need one of those hoodies, Tommy.
These
are two funny whites.
Rookie of the year, CJ.
Two funny whites, Tom. And
interrupt.
hey man, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
I heard you were sleeping this morning.
Yeah, I got you a recovery drink.
Thank you.
Wow.
I was.
They said if two brothers would have walked in, they would have called the police.
CJ's the funniest one on the stage right now.
Nope. He's got an offensive rookie of the year to win, dude. Just won it. Okay, Bert, sorry about it. How are you guys doing?
Tom.
Let's go. You're still doing it?
I'm hammered.
Still doing
I'm gonna give it to Tom. I shouldn't talk.
Don't. Watch out, man. It's C4 time. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, CJ's on there promoting C4.
Yeah.
And these jerk offs crash the show promoting their stupid fucking vodka.
What's this taste like?
It's really good, actually.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. There we go. So he gives everybody a shot. Then he says this.
Weird how high-level athletes don't move.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
yeah,
crazy,
especially
right?
Thursday at 11 a.m. Thursday, 11 a.m. Hey, Bert, here's to you, bub.
Oy.
Brother.
Y'all getting free promo. Excuse me. I'm in the way.
Hold that
sounds
C4.
horrible.
Wait for
Y'all get
it.
free promos.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, here's to you, boys.
Cheers.
2 bears.
Let's see. You'll be good.
Alcohol in there?
Take it
Definitely alcohol
down.
in the
Take
bottle.
it down, Pat McAfee. Come on.
Two.
What is it?
You ready?
Yeah.
Bro, he's the man.
Porosis.
Oh, my
Wow.
Boom.
All right.
Okay.
CJ3.
No
Hold on,
underwear.
Bert. What is an accurate over-under?
Wait,
What
you
is
Want
a
to see how many
proper-
push-ups I can do?
Yeah.
No, what's a proper expectation?
With the shirt
40?
off.
They gotta be full.
Okay, so we'll do.
Wait, but AJ's calling. He's going to give you range notes.
Sure you go down and up.
What is going on?
What, CJ?
We got a strong hamster
Yeah,
about
what
to do
is
push-ups.
going on?
We have a strong hamster about to do push-ups. So he does these like little girl push-ups that aren't even like real fucking push-ups.
Yeah.
And he does like 40 of them though, so I guess that's okay.
They look strange, but yeah.
Yeah, they're not good. So he's they go on, then they run off, just making fools of themselves. And
So
this-
his message is
Drink vodka and do push-ups.
Get wasted at 11 a.m. As long as you can do push-ups, you're okay.
yeah, or something. Yeah. So so they have poor Osos, and this is their little booze, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Just that is fine, right?
Okay.
But then, so how are they grifting? You're asking.
Yeah.
It's a good question that you didn't ask. But so the major issue is that Tom and Bert are using their platform to make even more money by doing something really fucking shady, and
Okay.
that's actually something that's actually illegal.
Oh.
Yeah.
you
So
go.
yeah. So let me play you a quick video.
And
So
already the fans aren't enjoying it. The content's getting worse.
fans are
People
shitting-
are writing mean things.
yep, fans are shitting all over
And
it.
so their answer to it is
Is
Is what?
exactly. Yeah. Is being more sneaky about it, perhaps. So here's what we got.
Yeah.
Oh, my front teeth don't.
Okay.
Why are you
Front
like
teeth?
this? Yeah.
Oh, my front teeth don't touch.
Try.
They don't touch.
Go.
I can't. They don't touch.
Yeah, you can.
No, right.
It's a nicotine pouch
okay.
Front teeth don't touch.
Oh.
called a breaker,
Feels so good.
which is like a Zin, but it's pot
I was
snaps.
fucking Leanne the other
Okay.
night.
Yeah.
And I said, and I was like, and I fucking threw a breaker in. And she goes, what did you just do? And I said, I put a breaker in.
Yeah.
Made it come.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I will never be able to express to all of you watching this right now just how far gone these guys are. You know how you watch a podcast over several years and it starts small, you get in at the ground level, and then slowly it picks up momentum. People
Okay.
start catching on, the production value improves, and the content just gets better and better. Tom and Byrd are pretty much the exact opposite of that. Just when you think they've hit rock bottom, they reach a new low,
Aye.
and you can always tell from the comment section. This whole podcast has turned into advertisements for addictions. Imagine taking advice from Bart on substances and addiction. How has Bert got so far in life while being so delusional? Just one complaint, not enough ads in this one. I love the idea of having
Not
a
enough
thing.
ads.
We get it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
love drinking and nicotine packs. 2 bears, 1 infomercial with commercials and ad breaks. World record for how many adverts in one podcast. Nothing better than
Oh,
watching
so
an
they own
entire
that
fan
stuff
base
too that
slowly
they're
turn
chewing
on
on?
these guys. Now let me
So-
give you some context. I made it.
We need some context, right? So let's get some context.
Okay.
307. So, yeah, seemingly, I can't really see it.
without their intro sting,
Okay.
which I cut out.
We are back.
So this is the intro
Okay.
of their show, minus the ad read at the beginning where they're probably like promoting their tours. Hey, I'll be here on this day, here on this day.
Which-
So this is the beginning of the podcast.
Okay.
right?
So now we're ready for the show.
Showtime.
I got to tell you, there's this thing that happened over the last few months, which is that everybody has discovered the wonder of just nicotine straight to the system.
Let me tell you, I didn't know where you were going with this. If I could invest in anything, and we just know we launched vodka.
Yeah.
I wish we had put it in big tobacco.
Well, no, nicotine.
Is it not the same?
No, because there's no tobacco.
It isn't.
Nicotine is the chemical
Per the FDA
that you traditionally had when you smoked or did tobacco in any way.
What window liquors do these guys look like now?
Yeah.
That they were selling cancer when you could just get it clean.
I fucking love it. Here's the thing. It's
This is not an ad. This is not an ad.
No.
By the way, this is
organic.
not
an ad.
You know we love nicotine.
I've been living
organic.
with just shots of nicotine. Here's the thing. Somebody told me, they're like, oh yeah, but you know, if you have these like nicotine pouches, there's still some side effects. And I'm like, my side effects are that life is great.
I take big shots.
So
That's
they
awesome.
they
I take
do own this
Instagram.
nicotine company.
You focus.
I love.
So no, but here's what happened is here. Let me see if I can get to it. It's no, but they got sent a package. Okay. From this company.
Yeah.
And if you get sent a package, that is literally, you have to mention it and call them a sponsor.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
DA.
The other night,
Yeah.
and I said, and I was breakers,
Yeah.
and she goes, sponsor. I'm sure I made. What did you just do? And I said, I put a breaker in.
Yeah.
Made it come.
Oh Jesus.
Can I tell you what I also love about Lucy? Once again, not a sponsor, kind of a sponsor. I'm sure after they hear this, they're going to be a sponsor.
That's the best feeling.
I break it in my back teeth.
You
I've never
do?
broken it in my front teeth.
Oh, the front teeth.
best
is such the
feeling.
move.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of reminds me of nail biting, which is such a thrill.
They have a Spinal Tap thing about them.
So
where they're
dude,
like,
but I
we
think
go
the
to 11.
worst.
The other thing that these
Is right
motherfuckers
here.
do is they give you a fucking like trash bin.
Yeah.
None of the other guys do
Oh,
that.
it's coming up.
Can I tell you what I miss about
Yeah, they're
Zins?
totally
Is
selling this.
all the secret places
Yes.
I put them when I'm done.
He's disgusting.
What do you mean? Oh,
Underneath this table.
oh God! You just
It's
trash them there.
littered with Zins. My
What
favorite
a
thing to
fucking
do
pig.
is
Can you make note of that, please?
one of my favorite things
Yeah.
to do is I put them in the side of a couch. I
Okay, we get it, weirdo.
But in the but
add,
Yeah, but
like
if you
where you're
can
shaking,
manage
you
it.
can't get. I got to be honest with you, man. I'm on a bender right now. I haven't done a bender in a while.
How's it feel?
It's
wait.
so cool how to do
you
it.
feel
Listen
it. You
to
feel
this.
it hit your bloodstream, and then you're like,
to a whole new level, and this, in my opinion, is 100% illegal.
I love that in the
and then
instructions of how to do
you
it.
feel it. You feel it hit your bloodstream, and then you're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm ready.
I love having an addiction.
Yeah.
I love addictions. They're so cool. Like until they get too bad.
So number one, he's talking about.
Wild.
He's literally saying how he loves addictions.
Yeah.
Number two, you're not allowed to promote tobacco products of any kind.
Right.
Nicotine, per the FDA, is considered tobacco products. So any
Right.
nicotine pouches, any e-cigarettes are considered tobacco
Nicotine
products.
is the addictive part of it. Yeah.
Absolutely, exactly right.
Right.
So that's why the FDA is like, oh, we're not just tobacco, and if it's separate, not just nicotine, we're putting them together. You cannot promote it, and he literally just said addictions are great.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
having
he's
addictions.
promoting it by using it, saying how great it is, blah, blah, blah.
lying about it not being a fucking sponsor.
Right, but really it is. That's gross.
For two reasons. One, if they send you something, it was a pack with like 30 different fucking
Right,
flavors.
yeah.
Clearly a fucking sponsor.
Yeah.
If they sent you shit and now you're putting it on the show, and then they became an official sponsor.
Of course.
So of course they fucking did. After seeing that,
And we know that now.
but bro,
they're
that
a
was the
sponsor.
whole episode.
That's so fucking weird.
That was the whole episode, was them talking about that. Breakers, promoting addiction. And it sucked. So there's this guy named Red Bar.
I haven't seen any comedy so far either.
There's been none.
They haven't said
and that's
anything
the issue.
funny.
So the poor Osos shit,
Yeah.
they are talking about next, and I'm not going to show the clip, I'll just tell you,
Yeah.
next level merch. The merch is the fucking best. The merch is amazing. And somebody bought the merch, right? And this guy, Red Bar, who's sort of like a troll,
Yeah.
and he's like a podcast / comedian troll.
Okay.
And he bought the merch. Not only is the tag say something different than the one that they have on their website, but it's so clearly a cheaper material.
Yeah.
That they were like, this is not what we ordered is what we got.
So they're trying to save money by selling garbage.
Well, they're selling garbage to their poor fans. And I even cut out the part where he talks about, he goes in on the poor fans. He's like, if you poors can't afford it, you probably have washcloths. Only poor people have washcloths. Just like saying the craziest fucking thing. Nothing. Yeah. He said, the only people I've ever met that use washcloths are poor people. He's crazy. They're both crazy.
And it's not funny.
And they're promoting addiction, and it's illegal. Yeah. So this is what their show has become. Has become the let's promote addiction and talk about how dope it is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So based on this, these little snippets, is this a show you'd be interested in watching?
No, I can't even imagine that they have an audience. That's so weird to me that they have arena tours.
They're losing it. I had some clips of them digging in more to the fans about Tom freaking out about some silly stuff. He had to check a bag flying in first class. He had to check a bag.
Oh, yeah.
And he flipped out at the woman because he had to check a bag. Everyone checks bags, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And if you're so rich and so cool, go fly private.
Detached
stop crying.
is the problem.
So they're not relatable anymore. They're entire, like every comment said, the whole thing's an ad.
Yeah.
So anyway, downfall of the 2 bears, 1 cave, or 2 bears, 1 grift, as I called it.
Well, if you're doing 50 shows, your shows are going to start to suck.
And now they're like, oh shit, we'll just talk about this fucking sponsor the whole time.
Yeah, we'll make some money while people are still watching.
And that's what we get. And that's what we got for the fucking Cast on Blast, babies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, damn shame.
So that's rough.
Damn shame.
Yeah.
But hey, well researched. Well done, Kenny. Thank you.
No, I love seeing this wild stuff. Dude, because there's a lot of shows out there. And a lot of really popular shows, and it's weird to see when they take these weird
That podcast
turns.
is 10,000 times bigger than ours.
Yeah.
And they're just talking about how cool nicotine pouches are and how he leaves them under the table.
And how he pretended that it was an organic discussion.
Yeah,
There's
this
no
just
way.
popped up.
Yeah.
As you're both holding the fucking...
Exactly.
Shut up.
They couldn't wait to
Liars.
talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's silly.
Yep.
So yeah, earlier I told you I was going to talk about a civilization, an ancient civilization.
Yeah.
That's still around.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you some evidence to this civilization. And then we're going to get into Conspiracy Corner, where we're going to talk about how this civilization relates to something going on in the world today, something that we talk a lot about on this show. So I want to start off with cataclysms. We know geology, archaeology. We've discovered several different times throughout our history that humankind has been faced with extinction, and we've survived it. We've survived meteors. We've survived floods. Every ancient civilization tells these stories. Every ancient civilization has some record of some cataclysmic event. There's been several. And how did they survive them? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that episode of JRE with Graham Hancock and the guy Finn Balor, whatever his name is?
Just defending,
mainstream
he did,
archaeology. What did you think?
I liked that they called him out on the stuff that he said about Graham Hancock's show.
Yeah.
Because that
Calling
was
him
so
a white
for.
sum.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
I don't want to say the word.
What? His show had nothing to do with any of that nonsense. And so I was so glad that they got to put him on center stage and say, why did you say this?
Yeah.
And his answer was, I didn't say it.
I know what.
Yeah.
And Joe was even like, well, no, you did say this stuff.
So you're
right
saying
there.
that they misquoted you? No. So then you did say it. Well, it's just not how I meant it. But you said these words.
And he wrote it.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean it's not how you meant it? You wrote it, Bubba.
And they tried to get his show classified as science fiction because they don't like what he's...
How fucked up is that?
Yeah, come on. Science, the whole point of it is for it to evolve and change based on new evidence and new discoveries. You can't silence new discoveries.
No, and
That's
there's nothing
silly.
about that's science fiction. Even if you want to say everything he talked about is false, it's still not science fiction.
It makes no sense, dude.
It's maybe alternative theoretical alternatives.
Yeah,
to
and
science,
the more,
whatever.
and honestly, the more evidence we find, we're finding that his theory is probably correct.
Yeah, Given Life corrected, you said 4 disasters.
Yeah, there's several. We don't know how many, right? This goes back to the beginning of humanity, and that record is wiped clean. Or
because they burned down the Library of Alexandria.
Well, I think there's a civilization that still has the record of the origins of humanity and are keeping it safe.
The Keepers.
They are the Keepers. And I think that they're still around. But first, how did humanity survive ancient cataclysms? They obviously knew that these things happened. And in some way, they were able to predict when they were coming. And so they would prepare. And what evidence do we have that ancient humanity was able to prepare for cataclysms?
Yeah.
They would build underground cities, and we've found a lot of them. So,
like where?
I have a video that I want to show.
The Keepers.
So one of the big ones and the most famous is Kuyu. And I have a video of what this place looks like. So what this underground city shows us is that humanity was preparing for or living through a surface cataclysm.
Okay.
So they were either preparing for the next one or they were living through it for a very long time. So going underground was always our way of making it through whatever was going on the surface. So let's look at Kuyu. Yeah, go ahead and play that one.
Right. Just another unexplained marvel of the ancient world.
Look at the size of this thing.
And perhaps
this
that's where the story would have ended.
Stories
except in the years that followed, the mystery would go much deeper.
It held 20,000 people.
Barely 1 year after the discovery of Kuyu, workers in the village of Kemakli, only a few miles away, uncovered another strange labyrinth of underground tunnels while digging into a hill known as the Citadel of Kemakli.
Holds 20,000 people. Then you have Kemakli gets discovered just 5 miles away, and the two are connected by a tunnel underground.
What is it?
Kemakli. 5 miles away, a city 30% larger than Kuyu. So now you have this literally 2 cities connected by underground tunnels that are capable of holding about 60,000 people. Then a few miles from there, they find a third city. This one
is a few miles from there?
All a few miles apart.
A separate city?
All
not connected in any way?
They are all connected. They're fully connected.
An additional
underground
city.
So you never have to go to the surface. They had underground water well systems, and they had air ducts, and this thing was engineered to perfection.
Don't you need like vitamin D and like sun though?
So no, you don't. And if they did, they would get it from plants or other means. They found inside of these ancient cides, these underground cities, they found livestock areas. So they would keep their livestock down there. They found areas where they would grow plants. They found where their water sources came from.
They grew plants and livestock.
They could live down there for generations. Yeah, because livestock has babies, and so you could live down there for generations. We don't know who built these cities, and we don't know how long they used them for. But there is evidence that about 100,000 people in just this area all lived in these connected cities that were connected by tunnels.
Okay.
Egypt, same thing. Under Egypt is a vast tunnel system. And around 500 BC...
And this one's connected to the others as well?
They're all connected. These are in Turkey. Egypt... So here's the problem with the underground tunnels in Egypt. In 500 BC, Herodotus goes underground and sees this immense underground. It had 12 palaces.
What is that, a name?
Herodotus?
Yeah, what is that the name of?
A philosopher. I don't know.
You don't know what it's the name of? You just said it.
No, but I don't know what your version is. Like a song or something?
No, I just like the name. I'm just saying it in a weird way.
Yeah, that was his name. So
that was whose name?
A person that went to Egypt and saw an underground tunnel system and city. It had 12 palaces underground. This is under Egypt.
And where did he write this? Where did he keep this?
So he kept. These are ancient texts that have been uncovered.
Like what century? Like what are we talking here?
500 BC. So in 500 BC, Herodotus goes to Egypt and writes of these 12 palaces under Egypt with tunnel systems that connect to Giza, which was called Memphis back then. Yeah. So Giza was the entrance.
It was called what back then?
Memphis was Giza. We call it Giza now, but that's not what they called it. And there was even a name before that.
MEMPHIS?
Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis. Yep, that was the name
Weird.
of.
Okay.
Yeah. So ancient Egypt, according to Herodotus, there were 12 palaces and a 235-foot pyramid, all underground, that all connected through tunnels all the way to Giza. Yeah. And these 12 palaces haven't been discovered. We haven't uncovered them yet. They're still underground. Darren Kuyu's been found.
Yeah.
These have not.
If you lived underground, what would you miss most about the surface?
It depends. If you grew up there and were born there, you would miss nothing.
You, Jared.
Sunlight, you'd go crazy. Yeah. But if you're born there and generation after generation,
fresh air, bro.
You would never know.
That smell of
well, they
fresh
did.
Air.
They built in these ducts where they had, air.
Nah,
but yeah, they wouldn't know what they're missing if they were born there. Is what I'm saying.
Well, no, of course, yeah. But I'm saying, like, what would Jared miss?
So yeah, the first generation.
What would I miss? That's a good question. What would I miss? I would miss, fresh air for sure. Dude, just plants, like trees and shit.
Yep.
Like just driving past them, walking past them.
They had these. So there's evidence that they did have these underground areas where they grew vegetation.
The beach.
Yeah. So
I don't really love the beach. I'm not a big fan.
But they did. They had running water.
Are you a big
they had
beach
plants. Yeah, I like the beach. Beach is nice.
Everyone likes it, but like.
But just to get to my point is we have a lot of evidence. Herodotus wasn't the only person to see this underground city in Egypt. A few years later, there was another a Greek philosopher that came and was, you had to make friends with the high priests in order to even see these places. But the point of it was there was this vast underground city that had an entrance to what they called the underworld. And only the high priests were allowed to go into the underworld. In Mesoamerica, under the Pyramid of the Sun, there is a tunnel that we haven't fully excavated that is a tunnel to the underworld.
So high priests, there's religious connotations?
Just the people in charge, the guys with the most power.
Why not like a high emperor? Why priest?
That's just what they called them, were the high priests.
So there is no religious connotation?
No, that was their like hierarchy. The high priests were in charge.
Sort of like
and yes, everything had religious connotations back then. So before probably about the 1900s, everyone around the world in every civilization believed in gods and had some sort of religion. That was standard. That was the most basic thing that we had was religion and gods. Yeah. That didn't end until probably the 1900s, honestly. So the 20th century was the end of religion becoming just the standard, if we want to go there. But yeah, everything had religious connotations. The underworld itself, though, was a good place. It wasn't hell. That was a way later addition, calling the underworld a fiery, hell place. That's more of a Catholic, Christian type belief. Okay. So thousands of years before that, and for tens of thousands of years, the underworld was considered the most beautiful, amazing place that you could go. And only certain people were allowed to go.
It's like beautiful, like golden kingdoms. Like, what's beautiful about it?
So I'm getting there. So we're talking about, 500 BC. We're talking about Darren Kuyu, which, is thousands of years old, maybe 13,000 years old around the last ice age. Tens of thousands of years ago, there was a city that was on an island. Okay. That was in an ocean.
Okay.
And this ocean was in the Himalayas.
Oh, I thought I knew where you were going.
Now, the Himalayas, if you go there now, it's not an ocean. There is no water in the Himalayan mountains. But hundreds of thousands of years ago, there was. Yeah. And there was an island there. And this predates all Hindu religion, but the pre-Hindu religious texts and everything that we have that dates, I'm talking like everything Eastern wise, all the old ancient Asian scrolls from China, Laos, Cambodia, all talk about an island in the Himalayas that knew of a coming cataclysm and decided to recede under the earth. Their entire
decided
civilization
to recede.
They
into
were
the
a
earth.
very advanced civilization, and we're talking tens of thousands of years ago. They
Wild.
decided to go underground to save themselves. And when they did that, the Garden of Eden is said to be underground as well. It would have been under the flood that Noah talks about in the story of Noah with the great flood. Yeah. Eden would have been underwater. So a lot of these texts talk about an Eden-like utopian society.
So do you think Eden's real?
Yeah,
and it's just underground.
It's underground. Oh yeah, dude. Eden's it's very specific on where it was.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the Persian Gulf, actually, underwater is where Eden would be today. But let's talk about this Himalayan society.
Let's go.
So there's a ton of evidence and a ton of written works that this society decided to, in stone, inscribe all of the history of humanity up to that point, and using a vast tunnel system from within the earth, keep an eye on the progress of surface dwellers.
Yeah.
Some people would obviously decide to come back. Some never did. And there's people said to still be living underneath the earth and thriving there for tens of thousands of years. So if you never had to reset, if there was never a cataclysm that made you start over,
Yeah.
and you were there for tens of thousands of years underground, what would your technology look like today? What would you look like? Because you would have adapted to an inner Earth, right? So humanity on the surface
would look the same.
would look very different, right?
look the same.
So you would adapt to inner Earth and probably not look very much like us, but you would look somewhat human.
Sure,
you would have 2 arms, 2 legs. You might have bigger eyes, maybe lighter skin. You might have longer fingers, or whatever it is to help you adapt to, because we are very adaptable.
Hog, a real meaty hog.
But it's interesting that there's a lot of evidence that that there's some sort of city in the inner Earth. Recently in 2020, it was discovered that there's more water underground in the center of the Earth than there is on top of the Earth, on the surface.
Under the crust?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
Isn't that where the mantle is?
400 miles.
Shit?
That's what a lot of people thought, but we don't know because we've never dug further than a few miles down. But we recently used sonar and other ground penetrating radars to discover that underneath the Earth's crust, there is more water than in all of the oceans combined on the surface. So
weird.
There's water down there.
So, dude, not only do we not know anything about our own fucking ocean, but now there's another ocean 20 times. How big? How much bigger? How many times sizes?
Bigger than all the oceans on the surface. There's more water in the Earth than there is on top of it.
So we don't know anything.
Yeah, we know very little.
We don't know anything.
What we do know is if a civilization never had to reset and they were down in the center of the Earth,
crazy advanced.
They would be crazy advanced, right? And they would be humanoid, but they probably wouldn't look just like us. They would look maybe a little different.
Like, what do you think would be some of the differences?
I think they would have. So in 1922.
So is gravity is there a gravity effect down there?
I'm
the
sure
magnetic pull. Like
I'm sure there would be a few things you'd have to contend with, but I don't know. And nobody really knows, and only a few people have ever really been invited there. So no, we realized recently when the center of the Earth stopped rotating that had nothing to do with the gravitational pull of the Earth at all.
Which is what we thought.
Up until that point. We also didn't know that 400 miles underground there was a vast ocean, of water. Is it likely that there could be people still waiting out the surface world?
Absolutely, yeah.
Underground.
Well, I mean, with this,
yes. And if they were there for tens of thousands of years, they might not look like us.
Yeah. So again, what would they have? Gills? Like, what are we talking? Like, why? What?
Well,
taller, shorter.
Here's where I'm going with this. We've got a lot of sightings of technology that we can't explain, right?
Yeah.
We see craft. We have interactions with beings that look humanoid. Now,
The keepers.
in the vast universe, evolution wouldn't look the same there as it would here, right?
Yeah.
What are the odds that a being from another star system would look humanoid?
Yeah.
It's probably unlikely,
Very
right?
rare.
But for some reason, all of these creatures that we interact with look like humanoids.
The stories we've heard, they're bipedal.
Yeah.
They have eyes, nose, mouth.
So what if this civilization that's been underground for tens of thousands of years, that keeps an eye on humanity, that's what they say they do, and keeps stone record of our entire histories, what if that's what we're seeing in the skies? What if that's what we consider to be extraterrestrials?
What if not only extra? Check this out, buddy.
Yeah.
Then I want to read GL's comments.
Yeah.
What if ghosts are them using their technology to like go to the surface or to like live out something or repeat us? You know, who knows?
Yeah. So these are very advanced beings, and they work on a very spiritual level.
Tied to the paranormal, maybe.
People that work on these UFO programs say that the aliens or the non-human intelligence
Yeah, there you go.
are very focused on the soul and the spiritual.
Which we
More on
talked
the-
about
We've talked about this
on our conspiracy corner.
And the point
Last
of this inner Earth civilization, and the reason they haven't made themselves known to the surface world, is, and to the people that have interacted with them, they say it's when the time is right, and we are at a spiritual level that is equal to theirs, they will make themselves known again. This
reminds me of a story I just heard. This is what.
This is the prediction that one day this city called Agartha, also known as Agarthi, Shambhala,
Agatha
Eden,
Harkness.
will rise to the surface at some point and make themselves known again to the surface. But they won't do it until we reach a certain level of spirituality.
Yeah.
I could see why a civilization like that would also not like nuclear weapons and dropping, doing nuclear tests.
Sure. You know what I just heard? This sort of reminds me of what you're talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
This guy was talking about how he loves meditating, but he always falls asleep. And the guy was explaining to him, he's like, because you fall asleep because your mind and your body are finally like in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the day, you're living your life, you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
When you go lay down, when you can't fall asleep because your mind's still going, and you're like thinking, oh shit, I gotta go talk to her, and I gotta go pay that bill, and I gotta go, and as opposed to when you're meditating, your mind and your body are like, your mind is relaxed, so it's telling your body's like, I need some rest, dude. It's been a long day. I need some rest. So you do what your mind tells you, as opposed to them being out of sync, which I thought was such a really cool concept.
Yeah, well, so the people that are closest to this inner Earth civilization are Tibetan monks, and what do they do all day?
Yeah, they
meditate, right? The
I
Dalai
said
Lama,
they sleep. Yeah.
The Dalai Lama has a direct psychic connection
To little kids.
the king of this Agarthan city under Earth, right?
Wait. You breezed past that real quick.
Yeah.
You just said the Dalai Lama has a psychic connection to someone in Inner Earth.
Yep, to the king of Inner Earth.
You said that very matter of fact. Okay.
Because the people that have come from Inner Earth to try, they send emissaries and they try and reach out to certain people every so often to see where we are spiritually and see where our educational level is, and if we're ready for them.
So it goes like this: they come out.
Nope, not yet. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a no. They're like groundhogs. It's like Groundhog's Day. More winter, or in their case, it's 10 more years of. Let's hope they figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, they're keepers of knowledge. They're spiritual beings. They're the keepers of knowledge, and they're spiritual beings.
All right,
and
GL's,
that's their most
GL's
important.
Popping off.
Yeah, that's their most important value. Is where I'm going with this. So Tibetan monks, they're the closest. The only way to get to Agartha, based on all written accounts that we have, is through the Himalayas.
Okay.
Shambhala, if you want to.
Yes. And
there is an abandoned monastery with a door that's been bricked up, and that is your one way in and out.
Creepy.
They have vehicles under the ocean and under the ground that can come up through certain areas of the world where they can watch us, just like UFOs do, and kind of keep an eye on things but then they go back underground, back underwater, and back to their Shambhala, and they're waiting for us to reach spiritual awakening before they make themselves known to us.
Don't hold your breath, friends.
Yeah, so not in our lifetime.
What's GL saying? So he said, I don't even watch those guys. Fuck those dudes. How are you supposed to clean your ass if you don't have a washcloth? Personally, I don't have a washcloth. I use a loofah. I'm a loofah man.
Lima beans have vitamin D, so there you go. You can grow those in the dark. He's what he's saying. He was talking about how Kemet, another name for Egypt. So Memphis, Kemet, and then there's another one. Starts with a P, but the
Pennsylvania.
The meaning of the actual word is mouth to the underworld or something like that. So they were very on the nose.
My ex-girlfriend Ashley.
So that's where underground UFOs they're talking about.
Get it? Mouth to the underworld? No, that wasn't funny.
No.
Okay. That's fine.
Calling caves and underground tunnels and the underworld is a way to control people. So there's all kinds of tunnels
and you can see
and tunnel
in
systems
the dark little
and caves that go crazy deep underground.
The dark, like a cat. He's saying you learn to adjust,
and that's actually a feature based on some.
How does he know about all the shit that you talk about, man? We have craft, then go inside of Earth and in our oceans that do not belong to us.
Well, it seems like that's where they're always going. They're always going underwater. They're always flying into mountains. Or like Mount Shasta,
in the earth,
or they're flying into the ocean.
Mount Shasta, dude, fuck that place.
We don't even have the ocean mapped.
Let's never go there.
We know nothing about the ocean.
Is that crazy?
Yes, it's crazy.
But no, literally, is that fucking bizarre?
Well, it's hard. It's difficult.
I get it.
Yeah,
dude.
Dude, there's mountain ranges that make Everest look like a joke that are underneath the ocean.
Oh, I look like Trump, so now I got to talk like Trump.
Yeah.
Guess what, buddy? We would have found MH370 if. Well, it doesn't sound like Trump at all, but I'm doing the motions. We would have found MH370 if we mapped out the oceans.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to find something like that.
Okay. And some say MH370 was the greatest disappearance. I agree. And it is lost in arguably the greatest ocean I've ever seen, if not the greatest ocean ever.
Well, the greatest ocean ever might be underground.
The greatest ocean ever is any ocean touching America.
Yeah.
Okay. Is my Trump terrible?
No, it's not bad.
It's almost sort of right. Do your Trump. Let me see your best.
Well, before I do that,
no.
With everything I just said, my whole point was I want to know, do you think it's more likely that...
Oh, I thought you had more.
What we're seeing... No. Do you think it's more likely that what we're seeing in the skies and these humanoid creatures that have the ability to look very similar to us when they want to or look humanoid...
Oh, you think they can shapeshift?
They're said to be able to do that, to make themselves look human.
So, hey, are you saying lizard people are sort of more of a realistic concept?
There's not a lot of accounts, like real accounts of lizard people. There's more accounts of 4 foot tall, little. I mean, you're growing underground. You're living in an underground city.
Oh, you're saying these fucking people are aliens?
I'm saying I think it's more likely that that what we consider to be extraterrestrials,
they're not extraterrestrials.
Are terrestrial.
They're terrestrials. Yeah. They're inner-terrestrials.
Yeah. I think that makes more sense than something from light years away having the same features as us. That doesn't make sense. It's silly.
Not the same. They
and the ability Tucker Carlson recently did an interview with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how little evidence we have of craft coming into our atmosphere from somewhere else. They appear in our atmosphere, or they come out of the ocean, or they go into the ocean. David Fravor's account, something hovering above the oceans. Isn't it more likely that something that looks like us is from here?
Yeah.
And why don't they interact with us? Because we're not ready. That story, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I respect the hell out of him.
Yeah.
But he refuses to believe that these extraterrestrial stories are real because they look too much like us.
Yeah.
How could that be possible?
He doesn't believe extraterrestrials have ever come to Earth.
Yeah, which may be the case. What if what we're seeing is something that's always been here? Ezekiel talks about the wheel in the sky and how many thousands of years have we been seeing these craft? How many thousands of years have we been seeing these beings?
And guys, last episode we talked about some new developments, the episode before that, we talked about aliens, human beings, or the U.S. government having a pact.
Yeah.
So maybe go check that out. Because very interesting stuff.
What if that's the secret that they're afraid to talk about? That they're from here.
Yeah, my point was something we mentioned, a theory, was that maybe to Neil deGrasse Tyson's point, maybe aliens have never landed and like these things we're seeing aren't aliens. Where did I just hear that they're humans in suits? Oh, an episode of Rogan that you have to see. This woman, she is a journalist or something. She was on talking about, she's talked to all these guys that have worked at Area 51.
Yeah, Diana Pasulka.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Do you know why it's called Area 51?
Well, it was Plot 51 on an old map. I remember that being the case.
She said something different. She said it's because it was created after 1947, after Roswell, in 1951. That's why it's Area 51.
It could be, but there on those old military maps, there's like Area 52, Area 53, Area 54.
Yeah,
so like
I thought it was a
plot,
like a plot of land. This
yeah,
is, Area 51. That's Area 57. That's Area 112. Whatever. But she was saying, it was human beings dressing up as aliens so that they can convince Woodrow Wilson or somebody to do something with something. I can't remember exactly, but I just saw.
Oh, that's not Diana Pasulka. Diana Pasulka, she's the one who makes the religious connections between aliens and the Bible.
What does she look like?
Brown hair, kind of curly, probably in her 40s.
Diana.
She's an expert in this field specifically.
No, that's not her.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah, she was a religious scholar that started seeing way too many
has like glasses.
Connections between I think I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But she started finding way too many connections between religion and UFOs. So she started speaking to people that were part of the secret space program that worked on reverse engineering extraterrestrial vehicles. And discovered that throughout the history of religion, all of these sightings of angels and demons, and it was more the language of the time is why they called them that. But they were all the same phenomenon.
They were all aliens or Inner-Earthians.
Yeah. I think it makes a lot more sense if there were, and we know for a fact it's people hid under Earth to survive.
Do we know this for a fact?
We do, because we have the cities. We have the remains of these underground cities that held 100,000 people.
Okay.
That you could live there for generations and grow food and livestock, and you have fresh air and you have water sources, and they were all these cities were connected.
Someone found a place with all these connected cities that
I
feel like
they're still being excavated now.
All these connected cities that have like running water and shit.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Go back to the video I showed you. It shows you how they built it, and it was engineered to perfection. They knew where the water was.
So this isn't.
They knew how to build the air ducts and where. They knew there were vast meeting amphitheaters in these places. They were huge cities. The one I showed you fit 20,000 people. That was one of the smaller ones. 20,000 people underground to never have to go to the surface for anything. 20,000 people. And there were two other cities connected to it that are being excavated right now that are bigger.
So what was your big question to me?
Do you think it's more likely that staring down the barrel of a cataclysm, there was a group of humans that decided to go underground, keep a record of the history safe by doing that, and then staying there, knowing that cataclysms were going to come one after another, after another, after another.
So do I think...
But to keep knowledge safe...
This is with the assumption of the Younger Dryas impact theory.
No, further back. This would have been tens of thousands of years ago. This supposed city, this would have been there for 200,000 years. Based on
200,000?
Yeah, and this is based on religions that predate Hinduism.
So, pretend you're talking to a layman here.
Okay.
How long have human beings, as we know them today, been on Earth?
They think we are 600,000 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you think You said 200,000 for the.
A couple 100,000 years at least.
So you think 400,000 years into our existence, there was a cataclysm of some kind and we went underground.
Yeah.
Human beings.
Yes.
Okay.
And they evolved very differently or adapted very differently than we did on the surface.
Evolved and adapted.
It depends on your view of evolution. That's why I changed it to adapt because,
Because what? If you don't believe in evolution?
Well, yeah, because a lot of people don't. There's the fossil record.
But even if we're saying, no religious connotation.
It's more adaptation to your environment.
But they evolve based on their environment. I guess it's interchangeable. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You said it because evolution has more of a religious connotation.
Because it's still a theory. Because it's still a theory and because there's still questionable. I mean, when it comes to the fossil record, there's a lot missing. Yeah. So it's more likely that if there were humans on the surface and then humans underneath in the center of the earth with a big city, that we would adapt differently on the surface than they would down there.
Yes, absolutely.
So they would look different. Absolutely. They would have different features.
GL said we are 1 million years old.
So yeah, there's evidence that...
Is he talking bipedal organisms such as us, like Neanderthals and shit?
This is just what we can find. Imagine what it takes to find...
including Neanderthals, I'm saying, though? Like
No. Just actual Homo sapiens sapien.
Homo sapien.
Yeah. So
sapien.
Think about what it takes to try and prove how old we are. You need a very well-preserved...
my mommy knows my birthday.
Body with DNA. And that... How far back can one of those survive? The cataclysms and the floods and the weather and the
realistically
the
well
flora,
preserved
fauna,
or something.
Yeah, we don't know how old we are.
Couple thousand years maybe.
It changes every time we find something new. We don't know. We don't know.
What's the oldest human remains ever found?
600,000 years. That's as far back as we can go. Yeah.
Okay. But who was that?
Who's to say? I don't know.
Like where was that? I should ask. Locale.
It would have been probably Iran, somewhere in that area.
You ran where?
Iran, Iraq, Turkey.
You ran to Iraq?
Somewhere in that area.
You ran to Iraq in the name of Turkey?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all well and good. I like it. What do you think? Question back to you, sir.
Yeah.
What do you think that it is likely? Scale 1 to 10 possibility. Scale of 0 to 100. 80%.
Yeah, 80% chance that we go back further than 600,000 years, and that
there was
with how brilliant human beings are, we built a great civilization. This is the Atlantis. I mean, picture what the Earth looks like with the different layers. So
pre-cataclysm, before they knew.
Pre-cataclysm, cataclysm. How many?
Pre-cataclysms.
Yeah.
First people.
Yeah.
The first men.
The first ones to come up with a good way to survive it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did they know something was coming?
Right.
They were told by,
was it astronomical? Was that could they see something coming?
Maybe.
How advanced were they? So yeah, if they were advanced enough to see something coming, they could prepare for it. Or if they had
technology. Oh, look, it says on our computers.
So in 1922, somebody wrote a book that actually spoke to an emissary supposedly from this inner Earth. And he predicted nuclear fusion. 10 years before we split the atom.
How did he said we're going to split the atom?
No, he said that the people that are at the center of the earth, they use electricity through glass, which is fiber optics. So he predicted fiber optics 50, 60 years before it was created.
Weird.
Because he was told that that's how they use electricity down there. He was told that they have a power source that
what do they use?
Can power propulsion systems, but is also strong enough to destroy an entire country.
1.21 gigawatts.
That's nuclear fusion. Now, this was 10 years before we split the atom and 30 years before we created the nuclear bomb.
That's like a different way of saying a nuclear bomb. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So somebody with that knowledge came up to the surface and spoke to a professor of language who was interested in Asian studies. And this guy seemed like a good, if you're an emissary and you're looking for the right person to maybe see where we're at, he was a great candidate.
Yeah.
And he says, hey, this is what we have down there. The guy wrote an entire book about everything he was told. And before he published the book, burned every copy. One copy of that book survived, and it was given to his stepson, who later published the book.
And his name is Kanye West.
But it's just interesting that there's a lot of evidence if you look at the ancient Asian histories and Indian, Hindu, pre-Hindu religions. They all believe in this place that it's as real as you and I. That there is a Shambhala, there is an Agartha, the Garden of Eden is down there, and that they have this knowledge that they're protecting. That is their. But they've also got technology, nuclear power, and fiber optics, and things that we didn't even think of decades before we created it. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of evidence.
Yeah. So you're saying 80% then?
80% chance that, yep, some people survived a cataclysm and stayed. They stayed down there. They liked it, and they're still there.
All right. Well, we still got a really cool segment. I think everybody's second or third favorite segment. The freaking Conspiracy Corner. One conspiracy, one corner. Two men embark on a journey to find out their answers to... So what do we got for today's conspiracy?
So I kind of actually went into it. The Conspiracy Corner part of the show for me today was going to be the idea that these extraterrestrial beings that we're seeing and this technology that we're seeing is terrestrial technology from terrestrial beings. They're just from a different civilization that we don't see and that we might interact with. And that maybe we have treaties with. But that was my Conspiracy Corner.
So we did the Conspiracy Corner. We didn't even show the graphic.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to get to your take on it. Doesn't it make more sense that if they look like us, that they're from here?
Yeah. But counter theory.
Yeah.
Younger Dryas impact. Okay, let's say before that. Aliens. They are extraterrestrial. And who's they? Ready?
Yeah.
So extraterrestrials.
Okay.
Aliens. They come down and they go to all these different civilizations, teach them all. That's why all these different civilizations from all across the world have all similar stories and similar technologies and similar ideas and similar gods that control similar stuff, right? All because...
But they look like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why can't those be inner Earth terrestrials?
I haven't gotten to explain yet.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
No, here's why. So check it out.
They just
here's
have
what
technology.
I'm saying. So they don't look like us. Check it out. You think they look like us? You're wrong.
Well, the people that kept record of this say they look like us.
They bend light. They use that as a form of, like, not camouflage, but sort of like they're able to, like in Winter Soldier, they can change the face and make it look human.
Yeah.
Bending light. You're the one who brought it up. Fiber optics. Okay, remember?
Okay.
So it's aliens. They teach them all this cool stuff. Hey, guys, we got this cool stuff. We got this cool stuff. And by the way, because we know the fucking cosmos, a big, giant meteor is on its way. And you're all going to be fucked. And SOL, if you don't get down underground. Okay? So they pack up, go underground with these alien beings. Okay?
But doesn't it make more sense that a civilization that had already gone through this coming to the surface saying
that
hey,
civilization was taught everything by the aliens. Aliens taught them everything. Then they go and teach their young, and they teach them, and they teach them. It all started with aliens.
So there's more evidence because most native.
You don't like my theory?
No. A lot of people think that's what happened. The Anunnaki theory. That's similar to that.
Here.
A lot of the Anunnaki theory, though, is based on a single interpretation of those ancient Sumerian texts. A lot of people say those were misinterpreted entirely, and that the Anunnaki story is actually nonsense. So, does it make more sense that a human civilization that survived a cataclysm, would show other humans on the surface how to survive a cataclysm by showing them how to build cities underground. Now, they don't want to invite them to their civilization, but they do want them to survive. They want them to thrive, and they want humanity to live. So they can show them agriculture. They can show them rule of law. They can teach them spirituality. They can teach them astronomy because they know it. They can teach them how to survive a cataclysm by building underground cities. But they're still from Earth. They're us. They're just an earlier version that's been around a long, long time, that have technology that we didn't at the Younger Dryas time period.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you've done more research on the topic. You know a little more than
it just seems like it makes more sense. Like if we're really looking at the idea that spirituality is the most important thing to them, and that they stay back and monitor us from afar. They want us to catch up by giving us little pieces of technology or letting us see bits of their technology, but they don't interact directly. The people that work in the space programs, they call the craft that they find donations. Donations from who? Why aliens? Why not people that are right here that are invested in our growth as a society, that are invested in in Earth surviving? Nuclear weapons. Why don't they want us to destroy ourselves?
Yeah.
Maybe they have a skin in the game. Maybe they live here. And why do UFOs always end up in the ocean? Well, why is that the thing? Is it because it's just a good place to hide, or is it because that's how they get home? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I've always thought it was crazy and loved the idea of seeing these freaking AT crafts going into the ground
when they go
into
the water.
Yeah.
It's amazing and the speed that they can accomplish down there, and they obviously have technology that they can fly like mofos that we can't keep up with, right? They can do some cool stuff.
Absolutely.
But spirituality has always been the most important thing to the aliens, based on people that worked with them directly, based on witness testimony. They talk about spirituality, and it just so happens this inner civilization, their number one thing is when we get to a spiritual level that they agree with, that's when they'll make themselves known. There's just a lot of connected dots here. So I like this theory.
I like it a lot too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's not aliens. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You're just no.
I don't know. No, we don't know. That's the problem. Somebody
beauty.
does know, and they decided they get to tell us what they want to tell us.
Yeah.
That sucks.
No, or it's dope because we get to choose our own adventure, like a R.L. Stein.
Yeah,
book.
maybe. But we based on guesses.
Yeah.
There's people that actually know.
Bastards.
Yeah.
And they're not telling us?
It's kind of messed up.
Sort of fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
So I say we watch a few videos on our way out.
Sure.
Dude, I like it. But yeah, fun. Well researched. Well done, Jerry.
It just seems to line up a lot better than space people.
Space people, you undermine it so much.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah, right? Because they would look like probably weird creatures. They'd be all different. They wouldn't be bipedal. They wouldn't have two eyes and a nose and a mouth.
Especially if you're underground, you'd want to walk on all fours. That's how I'd think. That's how I'd want to walk on all fours.
Well, no, it's not like they're in a tiny space.
Thousands of years of evolution, hundreds of thousands, maybe a million.
They're not in a tiny space. They're in a massive space. They have a huge...
No, dude. It's only this high.
Yeah.
You didn't know
Even
that.
Darren Kuyu, it was... I mean, the tunnels are huge. They're meant to be lived in for decades, maybe generations. Yeah, there's no crawling around. These are big, vast areas. And people were smaller back then. People were shorter.
Let's hear some celebrity impressions. Ready?
Okay.
Well, how do I work this fucking thing? I don't know how this works, dude. All right, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Boom.
Really, honey? You bit my finger? Yeah. Ow.
That's really good.
Oh, Charlie. You bit my finger.
That's
really
so good.
hurt.
Zoe Deschanel?
Nick.
Ouch, Charlie. You bit my finger, and that really hurt,
That
okay?
wasn't that good.
Ouch, Charlie. You bit my finger. Hashtag slip.
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Ouch, Charlie. That really hurt.
Yeah.
You bit my finger.
Why does she talk like that?
And
That's
it's
good. I don't know.
rare.
I love her.
Oh, I think
Ouch,
there's...
Charlie.
I don't know
you bit
who
my
is that?
finger, and it really hurts. Elmo says, ouch,
I hate when
Charlie.
they do.
You bit my finger.
Kermit the Frog.
That really hurts.
Yeah, it's not that close.
I hate all those. Who's that man?
It really hurts.
I don't know.
Ouch, Charlie. You bit my finger. That really hurts.
That's so good.
That's
Ouch,
on.
Charlie. That really hurts.
Yeah.
Ouch, Charlie. That really hurts.
Yeah.
You bit my finger. Ouch, Charlie. You bit my
The face
finger.
is dead on.
It's just the face. Yeah.
It's quite pretty. Ouch, Charlie. You bit my finger. That
Close.
really hurts.
Ouch.
Who's this?
Charlie, you bit my finger.
I don't know.
It really hurts.
That's weird.
Oh, Charlie, honey, you bit my finger. Yeah.
That's so good. All right, what we got? Ooh. Oh yeah, fuck! I can't have music. This fucking app sucks. So we'll play our own music.
What's he trying to do?
That.
Oh, that's creepy.
Sick.
Cool. Oh, so that's how people fake those?
Well, there's a million ways to do it, yeah, but this is just a cool way of doing it, like in camera.
Yeah.
Then they obviously edit it afterward because when you look at the finished product, it's like lightened up and all like, you know, cool. You know, see. It's fucking wicked though.
Yeah.
This is cool. My music's actually working with it a little bit too. Fucking wicked.
Yeah, that was cool.
Wicked. Yeah, that's dope.
It's wild. Can the audience see this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? I'm an asshole? I'm not gonna show the audience. Oh, dude, this guy just cracked me. What's happening? Oh yeah, I turned off the volume. Dude, this guy's so fucking funny. Hold on. Where are all the controls? Am I crazy? Do you see how like I'm missing all the controls?
Yeah, it does look different.
Yeah.
7 feet 360. Connor Williams, Big Cozy. All right.
Big
Where's number
Cozy.
50 in honor of Zach Randolph? Shout out Zebo. Shout out Zebo. First things first, Big Cozy shoots nothing but fucking green beans from behind the arc, boys. Nothing but fucking green beans. I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at the high school tape. All you're gonna see is pure poetry and pure finesse at the perimeter from 55. We're just going up with it every time. Somebody get a hand in Big Cozy's face, please. Somebody get a hand in his face. We're not missing, right? I'm stepping right into my shot, catch and shoot right over top. Oof. Bang, bang. Too little, too small. I tell you what, a man at this stature, dominating from the perimeter like he does, it opens the door. It opens the door for the back of the basket game. Offensive rebounds, finding guys down low. That's Big Cozy, right? Here we go. Let's go to work. Drop step. I got my guy again. Nice. Double, I dare you.
Sick.
Double team Big Cozy, see what happens. Get off a little pass fake. Drop step with the right. Drop step with the right. Good pass. Good pass. And bounder. Good pass, baby. Going up again. And one. And one, baby. Play by the rules, don't play at all. Good catch, Big Cozy. Good catch. Go up with it. And one again. Play by the rules. Right the fuck. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Get it out. That's big. It's Big Cozy.
Yeah, this guy.
He starts like so chill.
360. Connor Williams, Big Cozy.
Huh?
All right. Where's number 50 in honor?
He doesn't slam it. He's saying nothing but nice things.
I'm not saying that's not.
Oh, I
what
thought you said
mean.
he's slamming him.
No.
Okay, my
My
bad.
name is Tiny, and I'm a professional sports gambler. But unfortunately, my career is at a standstill because I got 6 baby mamas all in the DFW Metroplex. So I can't live in a state that's got illegal gambling in a sense it will be March Madness. I'm coming up here to beg y'all to make sports gambling legal in the city so I can stack my paper and pay for the illegitimate children. I know some people think sports betting is risky, but I got an unbeaten system that can put money in all y'all pockets. Seriously. My system is easy. I bet on the blackest and darkest teams in college sports because blacker the berry, sweeter the juice, and better the jump shot. I also got a sports betting
Better the
angle
jump shot.
that's foolproof.
Do you think these people are
Since y'all want
listening to
let
what he's saying?
all these
Yeah,
transgenders
the guy was
up in the
laughing. You
league,
didn't see him?
No.
Yeah.
that is full proof. Since y'all want to let all these transgenders up in the league, I became almost a millionaire. Thomas's big ass winning all them swimming meets. And just like these transgender swimmers, my swimmers are strong. That's why I got so many baby mamas. But you know what that means? I got a lot of bills to pay, so I'm sick of risking my life and my freedom on gambling, illegally, on transgender.
So funny.
Wow.
Dude, this is
Welcome
great.
to passenger flight 394.
Yeah, that's very
Anything
good.
to drink, tea, coffee, polyjuice, potion. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Smoking is prohibited. Obviously. There are 6 emergency exits on this aircraft, but maybe some of you have come to this flight in possession of abilities that are so formidable that you feel confident enough to not pay attention. Lastly, remember to keep your seatbelts fastened. Always. Welcome to passenger
Dude, it's
flight
really...
That's really good.
Yeah, and what really sells it is...
That's what he would say.
The stuff, he's saying, not as much as the impression.
Dead on.
Yeah. You must have skills so formidable.
Yeah.
That is why you are not paying attention.
That's perfect.
I used to do a Snape. What's his name?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, man. He's the best. Alan
that's
Rickman. impression.
Unreal. That's really good.
Ready? Here's mine. What did I used to say? It was something. It was I'll cut off your head and then with a spoon. Why? Why not a knife? Because a spoon would hurt more, you fool. Or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. But that's actually a line from a movie. I'm not just saying crazy shit.
Yeah. I've heard something like
Harry
that.
Potter. I am Professor Snape. That's pretty close. It's all right. No, you don't like my Snape? You got a better Snape guy?
It's close, man.
Let's hear your Snape then, boy.
It's about as close as it gets.
Listen here, you little fool. You foolish fuck. I don't know. Have you been drinking polyjuice potion again, Jared? Anyway, cool. Good impressions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
So, from Jarbas Erectus.
Yeah, like, subscribe. I want to know what you think about this theory that we posed today, because I think it's starting to make a little bit more sense than aliens. Dive into it. This is such a deep rabbit hole. I just touched on the surface of one piece of this. There's so much to it. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share the videos. Let's get it out there. Let's build the audience. Be part of this with us. We appreciate you. Thank you to the chat.
Yes, and make sure you guys go check out all our socials. TikTok, Instagram. We got it all, baby. And all of it is The Podcast Never Sleeps, or at Podcast Never Sleeps, or The Podcast Never Sleeps. You can't miss it, baby. You can type in The Podcast Never Sleeps, you're going to find it. But also, if you want, become a member. That is so appreciated. Also, we do have a Patreon if you want to help support the show. Also, guys, we are doing a creator, we were invited to this creator thing where we're going to be doing like playing games and competing with other creators. So that should be a lot of fun. Jared, you excited for that?
Yeah. Ready to know more.
Yeah, so I'll let you know more. But yes, that'll be very exciting. This Friday should be our first one that we're doing with these people. But it should be very cool. Little creator clash type of thing. So it'll be very cool. I was felt very happy to be invited. Felt very lucky. Felt very honored.
Cool.
Honored.
Yeah.
They said they loved our content. They said we're great streamers.
That's nice.
Yeah. They were just saying how great I was. Then they're like, oh, and your co-host is amazing.
Yeah, and that guy.
Guys, stop it. No, they literally did. They said you were
That's
great.
nice.
But it is nice. So, Patreon, membership, anything you can do, like, subscribe, all of that stuff helps immensely. Thank you so much, guys. You rock, all of you. Everybody who watches live and everybody who watches after the fact, you guys rock. There's chapters. There's the end of the episode, so you probably skipped through and saw all the cool stuff that you wanted to see. But we love you so much, and we will see you on that flippity flop, guys. Stay easy, and we got a cool video coming up this week. And go check out that Odin video that we just dropped. Alrighty, guys. It's a very good one. It's doing well, too. It's doing pretty good. All right. Love you so much, guys. See you on that flippity flop later. Bye.